Cool. So this is Craven and Zach from Arlnauts.
And we are joined by the editor of this project, is Brendan from Man of Recaps.
Hello, everyone. That's me. And I put this one together. It was a hell of a project. Ton of fun, though.
Yeah, man. I think you did a fantastic job, and it was really great to have you on board for this. Now you know our pain.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're one of us now. I haven't seen a ton of the stuff that this kill count leads off with.
Nor have I.
A lot of them are terrible. Capone, I wanted to put off watching for so long.
It's funny that it took 3 guys. Did they just want to do that together as a team?
They're like, guys, we can't screw this up. It's on 3, not 1, 2, 3, shoot. Death Race 2000 is one of my favorites, so this movie stands up as like such an early example of like where reality television is going, and all this like campy commentary stuff that's still relevant.
I gotta say though, there's an art form to fake blood, and I just feel like this film was just a little shy of that.
Well, it does that. It's that 70s thing where it's like it almost looks too orange, and it's like tomato soup, basically, just like spraying out of people's bodies.
Yeah, that's Sherwin-Williams SW 6635.
Tom Savini had the same kind of thing going on in like Dawn of the Dead. But Stallone's great in this. He's a total villain. It's like everyone's a sort of a villain. It's a game where the point is to kill as many people as possible on your cross-country drive. And
just a nice road trip. In this one, Stallone plays a random nameless henchman, so he doesn't even have any lines. But he does have sex with a prostitute. I guess he wasn't supposed to, so that's why he's killing this matron here.
So this is another quick TV one. We did it for Arnold, so...
Yeah, it's funny that both Arnold and Sly had 1 kill in 1 television show.
Nobody believed the Arnold one either. They're like, they just shook her. And I'm like, no, watch the whole episode. She's dead, yeah.
Nighthawks, I can't even really tell you what it's about, something like a French eco-terrorist, but I do love Stallone in this wig. Looks pretty good, especially with the awesome beard. So sweet.
Yeah, it's definitely a bold style choice.
Stallone holds all the cards in that stare down. He's got the gun. He can execute whenever he wants. Like, it's on Rudger to make the move. He could just put it down and be like, it's cool, man. I'm just going to go home.
Right, and his over-the-top death there, that was one of my favorites.
So this is the best. Who doesn't love this monologue?
Colonel Troutman is
so brilliant.
Man who's been trained to ignore pain, to eat things that'll make a billy goat puke.
I almost feel like he wrote that himself. He's like, I cannot wait to oversell the goat line.
Remember at the beginning, you guys were like, hey, I don't think there are any kills in First Blood. You know, that's what makes it such a cool movie. He doesn't actually kill anyone, but he definitely does throw this rock and takes out a helicopter with it. Actually, Rambo has a habit of taking out helicopters throughout all his movies. I guess he just hates them.
So this is like, Rambo has like a reputation for being a violent movie, but the whole thing was that he was just trying to be as nonviolent as possible, and he was just pushed by these weirdly anti-war local sheriff's department. They just they hated him on sight. They saw he was a vet.
Oh, it's
and were
so
just like,
anti-liberal.
Yeah, it's like it's like stupid hippies. This is what happens when you don't support your troops. Rambo fucking kills your town. And then Rambo 2, we get into like power fantasies where like the Stallone decided that he was gonna solve like every war we lost with Rambo movies.
Yeah, this is where the kills start stacking up.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the first hint that something is going in a direction with Stallone.
Yeah,
It's
his
so
first stop, let me go win the Vietnam War where we failed. You know, the problem with the Vietnam War was too many people. I'm gonna go in by myself.
Right? Sometimes one elite soldier. That's all you need.
That's all it takes.
That's it. If video games taught me anything, it's that you don't need a team.
Just a guy with a knife and a bow and arrow and a bazooka sometimes.
And sometimes the bow and arrow has an explosive tip.
Oh yeah, it was almost like a lens kit. You like opened it up and it was like, what arrow am I going to use on this next guy? I have so many to choose from. Limited only by my imagination.
Ice freeze arrow.
Yeah, he's basically Hawkeye, like pre-Hawkeye.
Actually, this is a great idea for the next Rambo film. It can be set like 20 years in the future, and he's like a sci-fi warrior.
He's got he's being barely held together with cybernetic parts. He's like, oh, I'm definitely too old for this shit.
Is Stallone lined up for another Rambo?
He probably is.
Yeah, I think one more is in the works.
So I love these, like the Russians get involved, so it's just like the ultimate 80s, like we like go back to Vietnam and we get to kill Russians, and he's picking them off.
Yeah, this section is, I guess, where Rambo really first pulls out his bow and starts just taking guys down. Classic Rambo sneaking fashion.
This guy's my favorite because he doesn't seem to be. He's like terrified, but like he slides like 5 feet.
Like, why does he not scream? He has so much time. He could just say, "Hey, I'm being dragged down." No, he lost his voice.
And I always tried to replicate this as a kid, but with like blankets. It's like I just hide in the blankets. No, I didn't. I'm just a pile of blankets sitting there. Like no one's fooled. This also, so Rambo 2 introduced me to a lot of things. The RPG, first of all, we tried to replicate with like Christmas wrapper tubes and like Nerf balls.
Yeah.
But also the survival knife that has like the handle that is filled with everything.
This, I mean, what's his thinking here? I'm so confident that I'm just going to stand in the way
that
of the
I'm
bullets.
panicking this guy so much.
He's like, look at this guy. He can't hit me. He's just got a pistol, a mustache. No way.
Some friends of mine, they made a film called Awesome Asian Bad Guys, and they had a trivia night. The first question was like, how does the evil general die? And I answered it so fast that they quickly augmented the rules to be limit 1 t-shirt per person because it was clear that I was going to be that guy.
We did count that guy, by the way, who jumped out of the helicopter out of just fear.
Yeah, that's an assisted suicide. That guy, the sight of Rambo drove him to kill himself.
Exactly. And that's for a while I wasn't sure if they were high enough for the fall to be fatal, but it's like the other guy is definitely dead. So it's like,
He's dead. Yeah. He just watched Rambo kill the toughest Russian in the army too. That's that whole guy's role. He was just there as muscle. And
God, it's so hard for me to watch this scene without thinking of Weird Al in UHF.
Oh yeah, this is the scene.
Gets his big gun. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
It's that turning sideways and screaming while shooting thing. He's just so into the killing. He's screaming by himself in the helicopter.
I love that there's this endless stream of dudes that just keep coming out from different places. I mean, they've just seen everyone else like get mowed down, but they just like keep popping up, being like, "Oh, maybe I'll get Rambo." Nope.
That piece of shit helicopter, by the way, was completely fabricated by the production team. They just like slapped jet wings on the side of a massive helicopter.
Yeah, that's called movie magic, I believe.
No, it's just a piece of shit helicopter.
Here's some Cobra. This is an awesome movie.
I haven't seen this since maybe I was a kid, but is it good?
Well, no. Most of it was pretty boring. I was like, what is happening right now?
Well, it was weird because it was like this is also the 80s when like everyone was terrified of like devil worshippers and Satan and like how Satan was corrupting everybody. So those are the villains in this, I think, are a gang of Satan worshippers.
Yeah, they've got a giant satanic biker gang cult in the middle of LA. I sort of forget what they were doing, what their plan was. I think they just hated like Pepsi and consumerism.
It's still a crime within the law of Cobra.
Yeah, his introduction is great. He like gets out of his car and it's the whole boots and just like tight jeans with the black t-shirt tucked in. And it's like slow pan up.
Classic.
He's perpetually chewing on a toothpick because what's more macho than an oral fixation?
It's the best. It's my favorite fixation.
Out of all the fixations, if you had to choose one.
In the litany of
oral.
fixations.
Anal fixations are just more inconvenient on a daily basis.
Yeah, it's hard to do that constantly.
Enough with the fixations.
I kind of want to rewatch this movie again though, just because this sequence is so badass. Like it's actually really well.
Absolutely. I was surprised by how many people just keep coming at him.
Yeah, like the rest of the guys didn't learn.
Throughout most of this movie, Stallone doesn't actually kill anyone. He's not doing much. But I got to this part and I was like, okay, yeah, he's going to give Rambo a run for his money with the count in this one.
He's not restricted by the tightness of his jeans.
What is this, an orange grove or something?
Yeah.
You've been into Farmer Maggot's crops.
I love this kill just because it's so unnecessary. You shoot the guys.
Yeah,
he could also just throw that grenade over there and get them, like without giving them a chance to get away.
Yeah, he has the gun. He could probably just like pop around the corner and shoot them with bullets.
He's just playing games with these guys.
Yeah, it's cat and mouse.
Yeah, he's the dungeon master here.
So what's the good guy to bad guy ratio with Stallone characters?
Death Race, He's bad.
Death
and
Race,
Capone,
yeah.
maybe. I guess he's a gangster.
So just the 2 films.
Oh,
which is early.
I forgot. He's not chewing on toothpicks in this, by the way. It's matches. Because that's set up. He's always chewing on matches because they will come in handy later when he sets everyone on fire.
Exactly.
You may try, but you can't.
So here's Troutman again.
Yeah, I just realized, for some reason, when I was a kid, the only Rambo action figure I had was Colonel Troutman. It was so strange.
That is strange.
I don't know why I didn't have Rambo or anybody.
This is fun here. Whoop.
Yeah, that's a sneaky maneuver. I love it. I don't remember much about Rambo 3. I remember there was like stick fighting at the beginning. When they found him, he was just like amateur stick fighter.
Yeah, it's a fantastic intro.
Didn't they play like that game, Buzkashi, for a while too? Where they like polo with a goat carcass or something like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hit him and the Afghan freedom fighters.
Yeah.
They played polo for an extremely long time.
Just killing time.
It's hilarious too. At the end of it, they're like, this film is dedicated to the Afghani freedom fighters, but it's like, of course they.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a new purpose now.
What you gonna do?
RPG again. Rambo's.
That's his go-to.
Yeah.
It's the best explosive long-range weapon, really.
What was that guy trying to do? Was he trying to spin that gun around
Yeah,
to stop
he
him?
caught that guy
I mean,
sleeping.
Come on. Yeah, that guy's
too late.
gut reaction was a bad one. He was doomed to go down.
This one was heavily parodied by Hot Shots Part 2, by the way. Yeah, this was all, like all the
Part
Rambo
Duh.
references were from this. I think they even got Colonel Troutman, like the actor, to be in that.
Oh, I love this sound every time he shows up here.
Yeah, the little synth. Yeah, this is maybe my favorite of the Rambo stealth killing scenes because it's all dark. He's got night vision, neon bow and arrow.
He's got the rave sticks. Shooting guys with glow-in-the-dark
Actually,
neon.
you've given me a great idea. Next rave I go to, I am dressing as
Rambo
Rambo. 'Cause
rave.
He's got the headband.
It's
like,
perfect.
glow sticks.
Love this one. There's always the big guy, the big mute on the enemy's team that like has the ability to crush. They're always like, that's their go-to move, is the bear hug.
It never works either.
It never works. They either get headbutted to death or like awesomely karate kicked to a lynching.
It's kind of shitty to see Troutman here. He just should never be on the battlefield with John Rambo. It just doesn't make any sense. He's still that same guy
Yeah,
from the
he's-
first film who was trying to contain him.
He's
What's he doing
purely-
out there?
He's purely just an exposition machine. He just needs to show up, let everybody know like what they're dealing with by messing with John Rambo, and then just disappear again.
I love the two types of Rambo. You know, there's stealthy, silent killer Rambo, and then there's just like running around in broad daylight with a big ass gun, just mowing down people. Rambo.
Love the roll.
And there's like a weird delay there. If like those guys were just looking down at the ground, and if they cut away, it would just be Stallone tucked into a little ball, like on the dirt.
Yeah. No.
So this is Tank versus Chopper, right?
Yeah, the tank chopper joust.
Which
So.
the whole advantage of a chopper is gone if you decide that you want to joust with the tank. Like you don't have to. You're a chopper. You have a height advantage.
Yeah.
Thinks he's Rambo.
Rambo is a pussy.
That's what you get when Goldsmith doesn't answer his phone.
Tango and Cash. This movie was a lot of fun, homoerotic, just like shower scenes and things going on.
It was like willfully homoerotic though. They were like daring you to like make jokes about it almost. That was Robert Zadar, by the way, that he just killed with the electricity. That guy's a freak show
Yeah,
80s
Shane.
actor. Yeah, he's like always showed up and like you knew someone was gonna get like brutalized by him at some point. He played Maniac Cop, so he was his own like he had his own series where he was a monster.
Oh, glorious.
That super jaw.
Kneecaps on 3.
Call it.
1.
Love Jack Palance when he shows up.
Why did Kurt Russell fall on the ground?
I think he had a boot gun or something like that.
Yeah,
okay.
he's got a boot gun. Absolutely.
My sights are right.
Mine too.
What was with that little I Dream of Jeannie tune that they played there?
You know, in a world where that handshake between Arnold and Carl Weathers exists, they shouldn't even have tried this one. They weren't gonna win.
I got you. I got you. You're not gonna die.
Cliffhanger was fun. You know, you think about the premise for this movie, and it's like, wait, was that a movie?
Yeah. The adventure action hero. Like, he wins every fight through adventure.
So check this kill out.
Yeah, this guy he might be the only death by CrossFit in the movie world.
It's like they sat down and said, here are all the things that you can do while climbing a mountain, and then how can we make those things basically
Into murder weapons.
Yeah. Like, here are all the things that you find on the mountain. Now how can you kill people with those things?
Remember, shithead! Keep your arms and legs in the vehicle! At all?
Yeah, and keep your hands inside the vehicle at all times. That's fine.
I am ironically shouting safety instructions at you because I know you're about to die. I love that John Lithgow is the villain in this movie. You couldn't have a worse mismatched fight for a final villain.
Yeah, right.
Like, if it's going to be down to like a fist fight between these two, it's not even fun. You're just like, God damn, I feel so bad for John Lithgow now.
I feel like there was about a week period in my life where Demolition Man was my favorite movie.
Only a week?
I was a kid and it came on TV and I was like, oh yeah, this is my shit.
Who knew how accurate
I just
the
remember
predictions of this movie were going to be.
The seashells.
The 3 seashells, yeah.
Seashells.
That's all I really
I remember the rat burgers because the people that didn't want to conform lived underground with Dennis Leary and they ate rat burgers. Yeah, this movie was hugely merchandised when I was growing up, and like Taco Bell was all over this.
I do love Taco Bell though. So.
We all love Taco Bell. A friend of ours did a piece on that, and it turns out that Taco Bell changed their logo because they loved the design in this film so much that they changed the color scheme to match
The
this.
Demolition Man.
Yeah, to match the future version of the logo. So how did this count? What kind of death is this?
This is cryo freeze. This is
cryo freeze and
decapitation. Yeah, it's almost like a Mortal Kombat finish. He like Sub-Zero'd him. He like froze him and then uppercutted his head off.
Yeah. It's good.
I kind of wish his spine ejected out with it, just like Mortal Kombat.
Gross.
This movie is strange. I never actually saw this, and to see like these like elaborate traps that he's setting up.
Yeah, he's for anyone that didn't bother to watch this movie, it is he's a bomb maker. He was like in the CIA, but then his partner James Woods like wanted to be dirty, and so he got out, and now he's just like an assassin bomb maker.
Oh, so it was like pitting bomb maker against bomb maker.
Right, exactly. Yeah, they call in James Woods to be like the FBI like consultant to track him down, but of course he's like bad. And, he's taking down this family because I don't know, they like murdered this blonde chick's parents.
Well, it's always so funny how it almost seems like the makers of this film were so proud of themselves for all the clever ways they came up with that they had to just spend so much time showing you like the elaborate setups.
Yeah, but what does that say about his character? He's relishing this revenge so much.
Yeah, he clearly...
It's like he's really sticking it to these people. He's gonna make them think about it.
Yeah.
He's gonna make sure they understand what's about to happen before it happens. That takes a certain brand of psycho.
Yeah, he's like, so just go ahead and just kill him, make it quick, painless. He's like, oh, we can do that, or I can get off on making them like understand what's about to happen to them for 30 seconds or more.
Right. Oh, and that's the whole thing. The way that he was holding the teacup, but she was unaffected by the explosion. He's a specialist because he can aim his explosions, which I don't think is physically possible.
That's the best.
Oh well, there's a moment at the end of this where James Woods is bouncing from explosion to explosion.
Yeah, he set up a combo with his bombs.
Fantastic.
It's the best. These guys this is like, I think we changed this to death by either gravity or house. These guys definitely are killed by half of a house.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought this guy was killed by the fall, the first one, but no, he's not crushed until here.
He's there. Now the house gets him. He like got killed by a whole like sitting area.
Death by boiling
Yeah,
water.
he cooks that guy.
way
That's
to
like
go.
the few guys he actually gets like hand to hand on.
You'd think that guy could just climb out of the water tub, before he boils to death, but maybe
I wonder
not.
if there was a moment where those guys were like, he's nothing without his bombs, take him, and then he's like, wait, he's a master at knives and boiling water.
And explosion chains.
Yeah, there it is. I love that. He got
From one to the other.
This is the classic. You're gonna really think about this one.
Yeah.
Condit.
Boom.
This is Judge Dredd.
This costume is amazing.
That
Those
awesome
costumes,
gold
I mean,
plastic.
like those shoulder plates are just obscene.
I'm really glad they revisited Dredd to give him sort of his due, because this one was like,
I love the
let's
new
take a
Dredd
character where you're not supposed to see his face, you don't know anything about him, and let's make it Stallone, so the first thing he's going to want to do is show his face. It couldn't be more like the wrong character for a superstar.
He's got the mouth for it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was saying, like, Carl Urban was awesome, and that he was just like, I'm dedicated to Dredd in the sense that I won't show my face, because that's wrong.
Yeah, Carl Urban was just pitch perfect.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
That film was solid.
And I'm also super sad that through this whole section, he's just not in his Judge Dredd outfit.
Yeah, it's
you
just
know?
another Stallone movie after that.
Just like a normal dude.
Farts away.
Hey, check out these rifles they're using too. These hilariously oversized future rifles. Just, why are they so big? I don't know.
Ah, the excess of the 90s.
Rob Schneider is the stapler.
This is where you get off creep. Court's adjourned.
Now, he just said court's adjourned. Was that the second time he used that one-liner? Because
I'm pretty sure,
that's
yeah.
kind of weak.
That should have been what Armand Asante was shouting as he fell. You already used that one. A lot of people don't know the Wachowskis wrote this. They didn't have anything to do with the production of it, but this is one of the first scripts they sold as a Hollywood duo.
Yeah, absolutely. It was assassin. That's wonderful.
Ass and assassin.
Yeah, it's too bad that there wasn't more kills in this movie to see more of it, because it's fun. You got young Antonio Banderas with his hair.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
It was mostly Antonio doing the killing in this.
Yeah,
I think,
exactly.
right?
He was.
That's definitely a shared.
Yeah.
This one's definitely a shared kill.
Yeah, that counts.
Goodbye, Miguel.
He just flails so much.
So well.
More flailing. It's amazing.
Flail so well.
You will remember the name Antonio after this movie.
Yeah, he's already deaf in one ear, and so that's why they deafed his other ear.
It was a pretty good film.
It looks like it was sort of like wannabe Scorsese. They even got Harvey Keitel in there to sell that, I think.
Yeah, and it's Robert De Niro. Yeah, you know, corrupt cops. It was like Departed.
He was like a cop in a town that was populated mostly by like off-duty cops, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so they were all corrupt. He had to take them. And this is Get Carter.
Jack, don't
It was good.
That was a weird one because there was a disconnect. He clearly killed that guy, but it was like a
happened off
cutaway.
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought he was going to kill more people in this movie, honestly. They set it up he was going to go on some revenge rampage, but it's pretty much just that one guy and then Mickey Rourke.
John Wick kind of set up and then
Nothing.
That's fun.
He spends the whole time, like, confused about who killed his brother. Like, everyone he goes to is like, no, it was this other guy, and that's why it takes him the whole movie before he actually kills anyone.
This was his weird shiny phase. Like there's a series of movies that came out where he just looked weirdly puffy and shiny, and I just didn't want to see any of them. It was
Yeah. You know, I started watching ICU here very closely because the serial killer's killing people, and I thought, oh, maybe Stallone is the killer, so I should watch out. But I got bored and read a synopsis, and turns out it's some other random guy, and so it's just pretty disappointing. We didn't. Oh, the fart sound. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we definitely that was not added by anyone but the filmmakers.
Yeah, that was.
That was a legitimate fart by the guy under the bed, I guess, who he had just killed or like was going to kill.
And into the wheel.
I can't tell if this movie's goofy or like.
Oh, it's goofy.
Or like brutal, because he's smashing dudes.
Yeah, it's sort of got a comedy like tone, but.
I mean, look at that guy.
Yeah.
That guy's all goof.
He's like the older brother from Home Alone. Like he's only there for comedic effect. But like that guy's just pudding now. There's nothing funny about that.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so here, This is where things start to spiral out of control.
Here's where he's at his puffiest too. We were so disturbed when we saw this movie in theater. We were so excited. We had a big night of it. We went and like ate like a big Italian dinner and we're like,
Yes.
let's go see Rambo now.
You saw this in the theater?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
man.
We were me and a bunch of dudes that grew up on Stallone movies. You know.
Were you super stoked for
Oh
it?
yeah. I think we were
Really?
satisfied. It was strange. It was like what they did with this film. It's another power fantasy because there was a lot of like, you know, stuff going on in Burma at the time, which is called, you know. But there's like Stallone's solution to all this is just to make a movie where Rambo goes and solves it through violence.
You know, you just kill all the bad guys, and then you'll have no more violence, maybe.
Yeah. And he went so over the top to make sure you knew these guys were bad. Like, that guy was a pedophile. Like, everybody got what was coming to him.
Yeah.
No, whereas, Russians and the Vietnamese from before, it's like everyone just knew they were pretty bad, but these guys, they made them terrible. Terrible people.
The writers were like, we're not sure the whole world is clearly, like, understands the conflict in Burma, so let's just make them all, like, pedophiles so that everything makes sense.
That last guy in this huge explosion. Yeah, I guess I thought that was just the claymore that did it, but I guess he put the claymore on a bomb. That's why it was so large.
Yeah, he stacked his...
Stack the bombs.
And the blood in this, compare this blood to the Death Race blood.
It's still pretty...
you know?
It's, like, so cartoony almost. These guys are just falling apart and melting.
Did you guys ever see the film Zatoichi?
Yeah.
The new one?
Yeah.
That's the first time I sort of recognized where digital blood was going. And this film takes it to a weird new level.
This is almost like this finale cracked us up when we first saw it too, because it's the laziest, like, oh, Stallone, Rambo's getting old. He basically sits in a wheelchair and like everyone just runs into his bullets. He's just stationary the whole time. All it takes is someone to like creep up behind him.
This is the best here.
Yeah.
That head just launches into the
That
air.
hat, maybe there's a head in that hat. I don't know. And hold.
Yeah, this might have been the pedophile. Like, that's the one that had to really suffer.
Yeah, he's the
To
worst.
my eyes.
And this was definitely the I'm getting too old for this shit movie. Like, he was like reluctant the whole time, but then a bunch of like Christian missionaries got themselves into trouble, so he had to kill again.
Ready? Whatever weight I lost, you found, pal.
You guys aren't gonna start sucking each other's dicks, are you?
I do love the Expendables.
Do you?
I wish they were better, but I just love them even as they are, you know?
I think the idea of bringing together all of these action stars is a pretty cool idea. Now, Stallone led that charge, right?
Yeah.
Getting this thing...
Yeah, this is it. His problem, though, is that I think he had a lot to do with writing it, and that there was not a lot of writing involved. It's like so much of it is like the actual dialogue is clearly improv. And when you get guys like Randy Couture, who has never acted, like trying to improv their lines, it's a mess.
It's, you know, there's the writing, it's sad, they just drop lines that could be really funny. Like in 2, there's this great running joke they set up where Jason Statham's girlfriend keeps calling him, and I kept expecting like later in the middle of combat, his phone would go off, but it just never happens. So that was too bad.
But they're like combining new talent too, which I like. You know, they recognize that Jet Li was a huge influence. They got Statham in there.
And then a bunch of younger guys too, right?
Yeah, like I think what's his face, Thor. That's his name, Thor.
Is Thor in this?
Yeah, no, he's in the third
his
one,
bro-
I think.
It's his brother.
Oh right,
His little brother.
Yeah, I get those two confused. They're just like pretty white guys, and I can't tell them apart.
That's the second time he's killed Eric Roberts, by the way, for people that care about that kind of thing.
Chest is just covered in CGI gore.
Those editorial moments are allowed.
Yeah, that one was worth it. It had to happen.
Here's how these movies are weird to me too, because like I'm an MMA fan, and I was really into like the Randy Couture being this old guy that could still you know, have a solid output in MMA, and the fact that he gave it up to be an actor just pissed me off because he's clearly so bad at it. And I was just like, dude, you're awesome at punishing young dudes in the cage. Like, you're not awesome at this.
The glorious bridge scene.
Bridge. This just puts it way over the top for him. I think this is where he eclipses Arnold.
Yeah, absolutely. Without that, he's lagging behind. And this bridge is just so explosive.
Well, then, you know, and Schwarzenegger was like, he was in on these, but before that, he was in office the whole time. He wasn't making movies and killing people, and Stallone kept going at it.
Yeah.
Another bridge.
Rock and roll.
I'd maybe like to do something with Statham in the future too. He's I'm a big fan of his stuff.
He's a wonderful dude. The Crank movies are some of my favorites.
Yeah, those Crank films are ridiculous. Even the Transporter films are. It's like Crank is making fun of the Transporter films.
Yeah. Oh, this guy gets shot twice.
Oh,
that one.
okay.
He got shot in the previous shot too. They just reused the footage.
That's a new guy as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I didn't count him the first time, but they let it on screen.
This breaks my heart to see Van Damme go out like this too.
Yeah, he was kicking Stallone's ass this whole fight.
Because he can do the splits. You can do the splits. You know how to fight. That's what the '90s taught me.
And then he just sort of gives up at the end. He's like, "Oh, I guess you win."
Okay, when I do this dance again, I tell you what, unless you're willing to pull that trigger and put a bullet to the head.
And this was, I think, his attempt at a John Wick situation before John Wick, but it just was not nearly as well received or popular because it was not quite as good.
Slater, Christian Slater. So you got, what's his name? Drago.
Yeah, Khal Drogo.
Khal Drogo.
That's him, as a regular human being. It's too bad Stallone doesn't actually kill him, so we don't get to see it. It's his Asian friend.
Yeah, I'm glad you kept this edit together because it clearly shows that guy escaping.
Yeah. At the end, Stallone stabs him with part of an axe, but he survives, and the partner kills him.
Oh, the guy that was anti-violence the whole time. He has.
Yeah, that was all. He shoots him in the head, and that was the whole arc. Bullet to the head, I guess.
Oh. The titular bullet to the head.
Yeah.
This cyber prison. I haven't seen this one yet.
Yeah,
I gotta get caught up on my new Stallone and Schwarzenegger movies, but
it's less than fantastic.
This villain looks so just boringly forgettable too. He's just. We need a Kerry Tagawa or somebody in there that's just oozes fun menace. This guy's just some financial district dickbag.
Right.
Boom.
He doesn't even care that he's about to die. That's how boring he is. He's like, whatever, I wasn't doing nothing today anyway.
I also think that boom is the worst one-liner ever in the history of action films. Boom? Come on.
Well, because a good one-liner is sort of ironically throws something back at the villain that he was giving him early in the film, and that guy clearly had nothing to give the whole time, so he had nothing to throw out there.
It's just literally what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
It'd be awesome if he was
explosion.
Yeah. Explosion.
This is how I kill you.
Bullet to the barrel, causing a chain reaction. That's great right there.
Yeah, nice call on that one.
Yeah, there he is.
Attention to detail.
Yeah, spent some time on that.
Preternatural attention to detail there. That's great.
Oh yeah, there's the not Thor brother.
Exactly.
The not Thor.
Yeah.
Whoa, easy.
I love his need to to cock these revolvers, even though see, he doesn't right there. He's just yeah, I just admitted in this shot that I don't need to do this. I'm styling.
Just looks cool.
Not as elaborate of a death for a final boss, I would have thought too.
Yeah.
Damn, that's it.
That's it. If you've seen Arnold, then congratulations again
on doubling your PTSD.
Yeah, we're hoping to have a lot more film counts that maybe take it beyond just kills. But we definitely want to hear what people would like to see.
Yeah, if you have any ideas for things that you want a weird level of attention thrown into counting, post them in the comments.
We will count anything.
Definitely. And Brendan, it was awesome having you on this, man. I think the edit is just amazing.
Absolutely. Thanks. I'm really happy to be a part of it. This was a wonderful project. A wonderful time. I'm dreaming about Stallone still. He's just in my brain.
Oh yeah,
It's in there. It's in there for now, forever. It's not going away now.
Oh well.
So we have a lot of other stuff on our channel too. That's not just kills, counting, killing.
Yeah, murder counting is actually a very small part of what we do. We have some comedy on there you might enjoy if you're a Star Wars fan, or even if you hate Star Wars.
Yeah. So please subscribe and thanks for watching. Peace out, bitches.
Send me your panties.